Hey internet, so I'm really and truly overjoyed to bring you this video because it has been a journey of 9 years to be able to make it and to entitle it, something that cured my acne and solved it, and so that it hasn't been recurrent for months now. I'm just beyond ecstatic that that is just possible at all, and just the simplicity of it and the lack of cost. Like, this is just about the cheapest skin routine I've ever used. Is just, it blows my mind, and I'm just so very happy that I can share it with you. As you can see, I have pretty pale skin. It's sort of combination oily, so very oily in the T-zone and on the chin. And since the age of 14 up until this year, so the age of 23, so almost 10 years, I have had mild to medium acne, and it's been kind of spread out, so that most of the time when I have breakouts, it's been on my chin and just sort of the lower part of my cheeks, but sometimes it's on my forehead as well. So that's a significant part of my face. The breakouts weren't so bad that they really merited going to a dermatologist, but they were so recurrent that it just became a part of my life, and sometimes they were bad enough and would get aggravated enough to the point where even with, my cosmetic addiction and knowledge of all things foundation, it was virtually impossible to cover up, so that you wouldn't be able to tell that it was there, because it would be so sort of angry and red and protruding from my skin that you could really tell, and it just really bothered me. If you've ever suffered from acne, whether it be mild or severe, I think you know that it kind of bothers everyone who has it equally, and it's just becoming something that affects so many people of all ages. I mean, I would have thought that by now, by nearly my mid-20s, I would be over the acne, but I'm not. If I wasn't using the skin routine, I would have acne. And I know that because even if I skip this for like a couple of days, I will start to have breakouts. So I do need to keep using this for it to work, but it is so simple and just user-friendly that I don't mind. I don't mind keeping using this because it is friendly to my skin. Right now, I still have some acne scarring. You can see on the sides of my cheeks, you can see all the little red dots. So for about 3 months, I haven't had a single breakout. This is just so wonderful that I can just feel comfortable with my skin and not have to worry about, whether I'm gonna have a breakout, when, and how bad it's gonna be, because I know that I'm just not. But today what I basically did, because I am going out later, I did my eye makeup and lips and I put some blush on, but I'm not actually wearing any foundation at all. So you can see my skin. I am not making this up, I promise you. I would not do that. So I can't promise that it will work for you, but I can tell you that I've tried everything under the sky. I've tried Proactive, I've tried taking various supplements and vitamins. I've tried every single face wash that I can get my hands on in drugstores in both the UK, the US, and Canada. So that's 3 countries worth of drugstore products. I've tried every face wash by Neutrogena, and the outcome has been the realization that all of these face washes actually aggravate my acne, and I think that's the case for a lot of people as well. We just tend to over dry our skin because there's this acne and it's just makes us feel gross. We feel dirty. A lot of magazines tell us that our acne is caused by buildup of dirt in our skin, and the reaction is like, oh my goodness, like my skin is so dirty, I need to like triple cleanse it all the time, 3-4 times a day, with the harshest cleansers and toners that I can possibly get my hands on, and just really, foam it up and use all of these products. And I have been there and I have tried that, and it made my acne worse, not better, and it also gave me like dry, flaky skin. Proactive worked for me for a little while. It did start to clear up my acne, but then it just came back while I was still using it. So it wasn't good for me. I do know that it works for some people. Like I said, acne is very personal, so you know, what works for one person doesn't necessarily work for others, but I think the philosophy of being gentler to your skin and cleansing it with less harsh products will work for most people, and it's sort of, I feel like, so little known, and I just want to put that out there to please try and be gentler to your skin and use a gentler routine, maybe trying some of these products and see if it works, because I feel like it took me 9 years to get to the point where I realized that, and I don't want you guys to have to wait 9 years for clear skin if you are suffering from acne right now. So yes, please try and adopt that philosophy for a couple of months and see if it works for you, because it very well might. I will say that if your acne is very severe, I think the best thing is ultimately to go to a dermatologist. But if your acne is mild to moderate like mine is, but it's very recurrent, then I really think this might work for you. So without, you know, any more chatting, let me just show you what I use and kind of describe how I use it. So the first thing that I use, like let's say I have makeup on, let's start at nighttime. I will use this to cleanse my skin. This is natural jojoba oil. I get this from Whole Foods, but any sort of health food store will usually have this. It's used for a number of things. A lot of people like to use it on their hair. And jojoba oil is amazing because it is the natural oil that is the most similar to this oil that your skin naturally produces. And I know that sounds really scary because you probably think that the oil that your skin produces is the problem, but using something gentle like this really helps to remove every single trace of makeup from your skin, and that is the first step to achieving clear skin. It is not having makeup residue stuck in your skin and just getting it all out of there, no matter what you use, because if you have problem skin like I do, then you probably are reaching for heavier cover foundations like Revlon Color Stay, which has been my best friend for years, is really tough to remove. Like your average cleanser and makeup wipes, I know they're great and they're so easy to use and they're just yeah, very hard to stop using, but giving an oil makeup remover a try, especially a natural one like jojoba oil, can make a huge difference in your skin because you're just getting everything out. And I use my homemade toner to just kind of wipe all of that off, and I will do a separate video on how I make that because I love it. But yeah, so then I still have a little bit of oil residue on my skin, and I do like to double cleanse my skin. So what I do is I use the most gentle cleanser that I have found so far. Now this isn't really part of what helps my acne go away because this doesn't have any acne fighting ingredients at all, but I will say that it doesn't make my acne worse. It is very gentle on my skin, and this is the Purity by Philosophy one-step facial cleanser. I didn't even think it had a name, but I guess one-step facial cleanser is it. This is just a small size because I've been in Asia, so I took this with me as my little travel friend. But compared to a lot of more expensive cleansers, this one is actually quite affordable. But you could definitely use Cetaphil as well. I like this one better so far. But just use a very gentle facial cleanser to remove any trace of that oil or anything left over. Don't use too much of it. You shouldn't be using really more than a quarter amount of cleanser, and then mix it in with water in your hands and then put it on your face. You don't want to like spread like pure cleanser on your face. Even that I think is too harsh. You just want to make it as gentle as possible and go easy on your skin, even if you have active breakouts. I know it's tempting to like go extra harsh on like that one volcano zit. I know, like there's no other word for those type of zits other than volcano zits, like when you have like this one really bad one. For me it's usually like on my chin, but just don't. So at that point my face is clean and happy, and I apply my acne treatment, or at least one half of my acne treatment. I would say that the product, out of the products I'm going to show you, the part that fights the acne is kind of two-part. So this is Penoxyl. This is a really interesting product. I read about this online and somebody said that it saved their life, and so I thought I would try it because I had tried everything else after all. And it is a benzoyl peroxide gel. So there's no salicylic acid in my skin routine. I find that salicylic acid is actually harsher on my skin than benzoyl peroxide is. So this is the same active ingredient that is in Proactive, but it's a lot gentler to use Penoxyl and a lot more inexpensive. This is available in the pharmacy sort of area in most drugstores. You probably may not have ever heard of it because it's not with the other cleansers. You may have to ask your pharmacist about like where they keep it, but it's not prescription or anything like that. I use the 5%. It does come in a lesser percentage and a 10% as well, but this is the one that works for me. And let me just kind of show you. It is just a sort of opaque gel, and it is often recommended by dermatologists. The article that I read was from someone who had been to a dermatologist, and this is what they were recommended, just because it's a nice one-step process that helps to dry out your acne a little bit, but it is gentle enough that it's not really going to cause your skin to produce more oil. I haven't noticed that my skin has started producing any more oil since I've used this. Rather the opposite, in that it has sort of normalized the amount of oil my skin produces so that I don't produce as much on my T-zone compared to the rest of my face. And honestly, having used Proactive, I can honestly say that this works 1,000 times better. So once I've done that and I have a very, very thin layer of that just patted all over my skin, I then go to my moisturizing step, and my very long time moisturizer that doesn't break me out and actually improves my skin. It sort of helps to turn it over and helps a little bit with acne scarring, and especially helps to replenish the moisture that any of my treatments might take out, is my Aveeno Positively Ageless Night Cream. Now you guys are probably thinking, didn't she just say she's 23? Why would you use an anti-aging eye cream? I feel like there are two types of night cream that are anti-aging. One of them, you know, helps to firm your skin and do all those things that I don't really need, and then the other one just helps your skin to renew itself, which is actually really great for acne sufferers because your skin isn't gonna have as much turnover as it takes to sort of get rid of those layers of skin that are clogging your pores. So something that causes, you know, a higher turnover in your skin gently is actually really great and really helpful, and both my night cream and day cream are part of that philosophy and really have helped to normalize my skin. So I don't need to show you the inside of this. It's a white cream and it has mushroom extract in it, so if you're allergic to mushrooms you should probably not use this, but most people aren't, and this just leaves my skin so dewy. When I wake up in the morning, it just looks glowing and so nice. And again, I've tried everything under the sun for night creams. I've tried creams from L'Oreal, from Garnier. I tried pretty much every cream from Lancome because it's a really good brand, so I thought they would have good creams. This is my ultimate favorite. Then in the morning, I repeat my cleansing step, but I will use my Clarisonic. So I don't use my Clarisonic at night, but I do use it in the morning, and I find that it really preps my skin for foundation. So I have the pink one, which I think is really pretty. I don't know if the camera is washing it out, but I recommend a Clarisonic. I find that, again, it helps my skin to turn over and not get flaky, and help my pores to not get as blocked, and hence, you know, lowers my chance of getting a breakout and helps these products to sink into my skin. But I wouldn't say that it's an absolute necessity. Before I had my Clarisonic, I used to use like a hot washcloth, and it's relatively close in how it works. So don't feel like you have to invest the money in a Clarisonic if you don't want to. But that said, I will honestly say that I think it has improved my skin, and I have no relationship with Clarisonic whatsoever. I have paid them for it. They have not paid me. So that is what I do in the morning with my same purity cleanser. And in the morning, I use my creamy eye treatment by Kiehl's. This is the avocado eye cream that I absolutely adore because it just keeps my eye area moisturized and doesn't cause any makeup creasing. At night, this is controversial, I know, but I actually use the Aveeno one around my eyes, and I've never had any problems, any irritation, anything from the Aveeno night cream, and it is just a little bit richer than the Kiehl's eye cream, so I like using it instead. So then I don't use this in the morning. This is plenty. You know, the effect that this will have on your face, the benzoyl peroxide to kill any bacteria and decrease the oil in your face. Doing it once a day, again, you know, part of that sort of be gentle to your skin philosophy. Doing it once a day is plenty, and they actually recommend that you don't do it in the morning. I wouldn't do it in the morning anyway because I don't think it would look great under foundation, so I recommend that you do it at night. So yeah, I've cleansed my skin and I'm ready for the day, and then the second part that helps battle my acne. So, you know, the little friend for peroxide that has basically, you know, changed my life, or changed my skin at least, is my Neutrogena Healthy Skin Anti-Wrinkle Cream. I know, another anti-aging product. You guys probably think I'm crazy, but it works. This is the night treatment, and it has retinol in it. So you have to be careful with this because you must wear sunscreen on top of it. Retinol increases your sensitivity to the sun and helps your skin to turn over more, so you're more prone to sun damage. I don't spend a lot of time in the sun, but, you know, I will use my Neutrogena sunscreen on top of it, and I've never noticed any sun damage or sunburn whatsoever. Just be a little bit careful with it. But I will say that this is the first out of the two products that I tried, and it makes a huge difference in my acne because retinol, like a lot of acne treatments, helps your skin to renew itself and get rid of those dead skin cells. The peroxide will kill any bacteria, get rid of the excess oil, and this will just keep your skin just so amazing. Like, I notice a difference that this makes in my skin every single day when I take off my makeup, because it's been under my makeup all day, just sort of helping to keep it clear. And this is the cheapest thing ever. It's about, I think, $14 from the drugstore. Tube lasts forever because you need maybe the size of 2 peas for your entire face. I think it's supposed to be 1 pea, but that's just not going to spread all over your face, or at least not my face. So you need a very little amount of this. It is sort of sworn by dermatologists for anti-aging purposes to use a retinol. Philosophy at Sephora has a very similar cream with the same percentage, I think, of retinol. So you could buy that instead, but I can't imagine why you would want to spend the, I think, $40 or $50 on that when you can buy this and it's exactly the same. And this doesn't contain any, you know, comedogenic ingredients that will clog your skin at all. It is very, very gentle. It does not leave any redness on my skin whatsoever, and it has never caused peeling, which I know is crazy for something that's supposed to be really, you know, dramatically renewing your skin, but I can honestly say that I've never had any problems with it. And this together, we'll put them together as little friends that they are, with the peroxide. These two ingredients are what has cured my acne, and they work together amazingly. You should not use them together at the same time though, so that's why I use one at night and one during the day. Because they can react weirdly. You have to be careful when you're exploring new products and sort of learning about skincare. These are the products that have worked for me. I adore them. I will probably never stop using them unless I find something with similar ingredients that I like better for some reason, which is highly unlikely. And I'm just so very grateful that I've gotten to this point where I can feel proud of my skin and show you my face without any skin makeup whatsoever. And I mean, it's not just that I'm showing it to you guys because, I don't know, I feel really comfortable putting myself on the internet for some insane reason, but also the fact that I'm just, you know, I'm going out to see people I know later and I won't be wearing any foundation. That is quite honestly not something that I would have done unless I had no choice before because of my acne. So yeah, I'm just very happy to bring this little video to you. I wish you the absolute best of luck in achieving your best skin. So thank you so much for watching.